today. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
Hey, what's going on? Once again, it's that time. That time once again. Talk that mother freaking stuff. That's right. It's Talk That Stuff Sunday nights. We're here once again Sunday nights. We got a little panel here. Let's go ahead and meet the panel. Let's meet the panel. Damn, everybody on mute.
Now we ready.
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's God Body Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mental, the God.
Peace, peace, peace.
Up next, from the Eastern Shores, in the Eastern Shores, got sand still in his toenails. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Black Man.
Hey, what's up, people?
Up next, from every damn where now in North Carolina, he's at work right now, getting it in. Entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Dat Stuff.
Hey, melodic minimalism.
Up next, from Memphis, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Tate Lee, aka Digger.
Mazel tov, and more mazel tov.
We're gonna do impersonations from the West Coast, Oakland, California. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for RTO Beats.
RTO at?
Nowhere. I'm doing impersonation.
Oh, okay. I was like,
What's good, people?
Up next from the Flint, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, the professor himself. Let's get up for Mr. Wallace.
praise God.
From Saginaw, Michigan, home of the Saginaw Fighting Ducklings. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that blessed girl.
What's up, everybody?
From
Yo, hurt, yo, hurt.
I don't have no fucking tape.
From Fayetteville, North Carolina, it's Big Stacks.
Yeah, work on.
So I ain't seen Stacks in a minute.
What's up, guys?
Who's in Ohio? I didn't tell you, man.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, that.
All right, man. Hey, man, get you one of them girls, man, who like, you know, they be with it, man. They be
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, Pat.
Let me stop, man.
Let's do a commercial break.
These ads are now sponsored by
Them niggas.
right
From
Western and shit.
New York City, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time. Let's give it up for DJ Rugged One.
Oh, shit.
Is he even alive?
Yeah, man. God damn.
I know. I seen him the other day.
Shout out to Rugged only gonna like one of your videos if it's an MPC 3000 in it.
Hell yeah.
If you play the flute, that nigga's not interested.
Damn. From Gary, Indiana, the man with all the audio problems. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Davenport.
Hey, yo, I can hear a damn thing.
LeBron is the greatest. I am a basketball fan.
Hey, y'all was talking to me.
No hurts. I know basketball.
Y'all ain't gonna wrestle up to that man. Hey, that man beat one of y'all up, man.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Man, I like how you conveniently got quiet, nigga.
from Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mike Notes.
Oh shit!
What up, though?
Right? What up, though?
Got my conceal and carry on me right now. What up, bro?
Right.
Nigga Mike said he ain't fighting. He's just pulling out. Pause.
that.
From Alabama, now in St. Louis, ladies and gentlemen, Dixie Freeley.
What's happening?
Hold up, man. Chill out.
Right. It is what's happening. 5 inch.
Fuck around, get a Menudo folder back.
Hey, you heard? Hold up, you heard me? I said 1 T 5 inch. What's happening?
Happening now.
The TMD. It's the digital hustler himself. Let's give it up for Anthony Gadget Mams.
Yo. Motherfuckers good. Yo, Gadget, yep.
Yo, you on the grill? What you eating? Gadget all day. You on the grill? Matter of fact, yo, this nigga hit me up today. He was like, yo, I'm in your favorite spot, Frank's. I was like, oh, you must be going to D-Dot house because D-Dot live right down the street from Frank's, and that's the only time you go to Frank's is if you're at D-Dot crib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they doing that old school. They got the old school joint in Philly today. So it's like D-Dot, Trey Lee, Dana Dane, fucking Curtis Blow. I think Roxanne Shante might be out there. Yeah, he doing like some camera work and shit.
I told him don't get close. Don't get close to the light, though.
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Don't be live. I know that.
Never on Talk That Stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, from Baltimore, let's give it up for Overlord Beats.
What it do?
Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. Nice
I
try.
ain't fucking with y'all. Man, man. Hold up. Who else we got to bring on, man? This shit getting hairy.
Hey, nice try. I ain't doing it.
And I
Damn, Vivica Fox in this month? I forgot she was on one of the Sharknadoes.
in Florida. I'm DJ WIDEBODY. This is Talk That Stuff 108. Man, a little different tonight. Not a lot of people around, but hey, the show must go on, and we're showing what's going on, everybody.
Man, who got the Pringles in the bag?
YouTube,
Man.
Fuck y'all. Hold on, man. Shit.
what's going on, everybody?
Look, whatever comes to mad.
Shout out to
Hey,
Overlord
look,
Beats.
ain't too many niggas to narrow down tonight. Hold up.
Right. Motherfuckers got they got the cover off tonight, man. They got the cover off this motherfucker. Of us standing out here like sore thumbs, man.
I thought more people would be around because
Shit, I was trying to get these chili cheese Fritos.
because Powell not on tonight.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Oh, that?
Nah, they skipping a week.
Friday.
I guess to build up the anticipation for the next show.
Yeah.
Go figure.
They shut it down. We shut it down Friday. Wasn't nobody on the RTO Gadget. Shut it down early. It was like Gadget was like I gotta go anyway. So hey, it's cool, man. People deserve a break, good to, hopefully somebody be on later, man. Hey, this is the first show since we the Queen of Soul R.I.P. to Aretha Franklin, man. I wanna say that I'm real impressed by everyone coming together and doing this tribute to her, man. I think it's been a lot of dope shit out there, a lot of dope tributes to
bro.
Queen, man. So definitely
I haven't even been peeping it. I peeped CX's joint, but that was about it.
Yeah, everybody been doing
Matter
shit.
of fact, I seen WIDEBODY joint. I think I actually shared that joint. That was about it. The one thing people need to stop doing though, when it comes to celebrities, when it comes, especially when they're older, people got to stop acting like people don't die, man. Like,
Oh man,
yo, and I'm not even trying to be callous, but cats be like, oh my God, no.
Hey yo,
like,
hey, hold on, bitch.
76.
I'm thinking, the nigga who died, she was like 95. Dude, like, man, people just gotta stop dying. Everybody's dying.
Exactly.
Like, yo, dude,
Yeah,
he's old, man.
I think they lived a long ass life, yo. Calm down, yo.
That's part of the plan usually.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody,
but I think people hysteria about it comes from the fact that we're losing a lot of legends, but we're not replenishing them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's
you know what you gotta.
Our legends is all in the same age group.
I'm about to say you gotta grow into that though. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why, like,
the legend.
That's why shows like what Gadget is tonight. That's why these shows are so important because you're actually reverencing, you know, the legendariness, if that's a word, you know, in real time instead of waiting for something to happen for you to, you know, say your piece or whatever, right? Because I did a Aretha tribute video the other day on IG, and truth be told, I had that beat. That beat is 8 years old, but it was one of my favorite ones because I flipped many of Aretha songs, but that was one of my favorite ones. You know, I own a lot of her albums and stuff. So, and I know people like my aunts. Like my aunts are older, so that was like the soundtrack to their young lives. My mom's too.
That's who I felt bad for. I felt bad for my mother. Like, first of all, my mother and Aretha Franklin share the same birthday, just different years. They like exactly 10 years apart.
Wow.
So growing up, my mother always called Aretha Franklin her soul sister, and then plus that's her favorite singer, like male, female, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So the first person I thought of was my mom. You know what I mean? My mom identifies with a lot of our legends because they, you know what I'm saying, that was her era and shit. That was our parents' era.
Right.
So that was the first person I thought of.
That's how I feel about Stevie Wonder. Like when Stevie Wonder passed away, man, y'all might not see me for a couple days, like for real.
Yeah, I feel you on that too. Yeah.
Because I ain't trying to be funny. Who else left, man?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of people left. I mean, you got
Patti
Lionel, you got
LaBelle, Gladys
Smokey,
Knight.
You got Pat.
Yeah, you got a lot.
And Smokey about 80.
Like 200.
Yeah. Man, bro.
Yeah, Smokey been looking crazy these last couple days in these damn interviews he's been doing and shit.
Smokey's a vampire. I'm convinced.
Word.
Come on, bro.
I ain't with y'all on this one, man.
He looked younger than Barry Gordy, and Barry Gordy's older than him.
Yeah. And nigga eyes keep getting lighter too, man. I'm like, damn, this nigga pupils fucking great. Yo, I'm telling you, man, like, damn, what the fuck Smokey doing?
You know what's crazy? When I could listen to
he getting Botox.
That's all my grandma used to rock with Aretha, bro. So it was hard for me to listen to it. But I just started back listening to her when she died, bro. You know, you can laugh at my grandma because that's all she used to rock in the car was Aretha all day, dog. So when she died, it was like, yo, couldn't listen to it. I thought of her.
Yeah.
So one was dope. I watched fucking Smokey Robinson do an interview the other day on like Fox News or CNN or some shit, and he was talking about like growing up, and he was like, "Yo, my neighborhood, like I lived on one block, Aretha lived on the other block, Temptations lived on the other block." I'm like, God damn, this nigga named 3 legends in a 3 block radius,
right?
Because they dropped the ball. They collectively dropped the ball on signing her out when she was 18. Barry Gordy had a chance to sign Aretha, but
you know what? I think her not signing paid off.
Because she was able to do more. It paid dividends. She had much more artistic,
way more control. Yeah.
She was able to reach across genres and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they let her take chances at Atlantic too. You think
exactly?
She had what? She had in 12 years. She had like over 100 chart topping joints.
Yep.
With like 20 number ones, John.
And she, my introduction to her was I was young, but my initial introduction to her was "Who's Zooming Who," and one of my favorite songs by her in that 80s era was a song called Jimmy Lee. I used to love that song, bro. And I didn't,
what song was it? You was breaking up.
Jimmy Lee.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. That was my grandmother's song.
Yeah. That shit. My grandmother liked that song too. So that, but as I got older, I went back. I went backwards to do the knowledge and found out. I knew a lot.
I grew up with the older shit because of my folks.
I know a lot of her songs, but you know how when you're young, you just sing along and you just don't know who's who. But now, you know, did the knowledge, I'm like, damn, I've been a fan of hers way longer than I thought I was.
I think one of the craziest things that a lot of people don't realize, and some of y'all probably do, just because we're kind of a different breed of like consumer fan type shit. She was the first female in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like,
that's true.
Fuck color and race, like the first one.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I had to drop that knowledge on a couple of older fucking white dudes.
But it's like what Mav said. She was genreless. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's done it all. She's did it all.
Yep, that's why not signing fucking that. I think I was probably the best shit
Respect,
ever.
Bro. Respect was on.
But
see,
I mean, thinking of
respect
joints,
though,
man.
that was like the fucking the women's movement anthem.
Before,
I mean but the damn,
we're gonna forget about the Sparkle
what's the
soundtrack,
joint?
man.
Natural Woman.
Yeah, Natural Woman.
The Natural Woman
my
joint.
favorite.
That's
Just the way
the
she fucking
anthem.
sang that was crazy. But I'm talking like
Yeah.
as far as women demanding, like, you
Yeah.
know, treat me as a peer, not the
Yeah.
person you want in the kitchen. Like, respect kind of
Yeah.
set that shit off. You know what I'm saying?
For sure did.
Chicks was coming home like, nigga, what?
Respect, hey,
Right?
respect.
Throwing nigga shit on the curb. All right,
What's for real?
RESPECT.
Yeah, singing the letters at niggas and shit.
What the Canadians say? RCCCCT.
Wait a minute. What about A for one?
Before
Right.
to the left.
What about Nick?
Yeah,
What about Nick?
she
the Wonder?
birthed all of them.
Right. I will
Oh, shit.
survive.
Right?
Right?
y'all talking about?
Oh shit!
What's up, RTO?
hey, you know what? Why everybody spoke? Everybody, the only person missing is Overlord.
Niggas is hopped on. I ain't even peeped to see if anybody else joined and shit.
We got here Wallace and we got RTO. Welcome. What's going on?
What's up,
We brought in Wallace too.
What's up, Negritos?
We got the conversation. Y'all not
Congratulations, Mal. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
Congratulations.
man.
Don't mean to detract the conversation, but congratulations.
Man.
You got project?
Yeah, today. Yeah.
Oh man, congrats! I didn't know that, man. Do you mind if I play a couple of joints from the
Nah. I'm just hoping, you know, somebody can guess 3 of the samples. You know, 3 or more samples. I mean, I ain't good at what the fuck I tried to do.
Oh no,
Can't.
Okay, can't.
for the
I
full?
hope you can't guess more than 3.
Oh yeah, and then that's I don't know what the hell samples you use.
Well, you know, you
One
got
of them
some,
automatic.
you got some nerd niggas on here, so you know.
I definitely want to
Yeah,
send.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I want to
I
send.
really did that for, you know, the crew I fuck with, man.
I want to send a belated birthday shout out to Black Mav, man, and also to let them know Black Mav's got a new project. It's Black Mav Presents Grateful for the 40, the EP. Be sure to go pick that up on Bandcamp. We'll be playing a couple joints later on tonight.
Well, don't listen to the first song. Just skip to the second.
Laid back.
Nah, listen to all that shit. Though. It's dope.
What would you like us to play there, Mr. Mav?
You can play number 4.
4 Class
Number
Clown.
4 will break the ice. Yeah, number 4 will
Let's
break
go ahead
the
and
ice.
break the ice. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Class Clowning. Also,
Damn,
Black.
this nigga Wildbody said we gonna play it a little later. All right, let's go into number 4.
Let's get over it. Let's break the ice. Let's go.
That nigga had the ADD playlist.
Yeah, nigga, handful of pills.
All right, man.
Son of a bitch.
I know what sample that is.
Yeah, just the one you should know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely sounds like it's from the 80s. I can only hear the shit out of one headphone. My headphone's broke.
Oh yeah.
Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is. Hey, you motherfucker, you.
That's the one
I
you
wish
should
I could
know.
hear this shit in stereo.
Yeah, I know what that is. It took a minute, but yeah, I got it. What that bobo? Yeah.
That's
Now, the
death.
vocal sample sound familiar. I can only hear it out of my fucking left ear, though. If I can hear it out of the right, I might be able to catch that bitch.
Hey man, props on that. Good shot.
That's death.
Good job.
Thanks,
bro.
yo.
Yeah, all right. I thought my mic was off. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, was that motherfucking Let Him Live Here anymore?
Yep.
Ah, caught that
Yeah.
bitch.
Hello, what he's won, Johnny.
Circle gets the square. This shit is crazy.
Fucking Apple pissing me off.
There we go. Shit. What up, fellas?
Gentlemen, that was Class Clowning off of the Black Man Presents Grateful for the 40 EP. That was crazy. You know,
Yeah, that was
Thanks,
dope.
man.
That was dope.
Shout out to Bandcamp,
So
blackmav.bandcamp.com. Ladies and gentlemen, that was
we
great.
need to put that nigga Black Mav inside the actor studio and shit. Like, so what's your motivation? What is your,
Turning 40.
tell us about your process. What is your process? Does it take 1 beer, 2 beers? What is it?
Nah, I ain't drink nothing.
I got 2 words. Blue Club.
How long?
You know what I'm saying?
Are
I think
these
Mad
all
Max
old?
did this
Are
shit
these
off the
all
soul.
older beats? Are they older?
Nah, they
You
was all done
compiled
this
them, or
week.
you made them all like you made them all this week?
All this week. Yeah. The one that I did was Sunday. I did it on Sunday. Like, this shit sucked. So the next 3 joints I did, I was like, hold up, this kind of theme. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, shit. Let's go ahead and go
That's
with the
great.
theme. So, you know.
It's great work.
Since we're playing, I got a Native G track from the digital LP he was rocking.
Let's make some motherfucking noise. Right,
My body filling up airtime.
You call what? You call pig. This says. Hey, really? Mayo G on the first beat. He'll be going first.
Let's go, baby. All right.
60 seconds.
That's what I came here for. Let's arrange the battle, baby.
Oh, he trying to.
What is this nigga? What is this?
Native G.
Oh, what?
That was Digital Dirt, Nato G. Guess we ran out of time. Check that out also on Bandcamp. Bandcamp, NatoG.com. Thank you. All right.
Did that come out today?
I just purchased it before. I forgot I had it.
Oh, you did?
I was trying to get this. Oh, yeah. I grabbed the Eagle or something. Yeah, I had it. I try to play everything I get in my collection. Hey, how's everybody doing today, man? We were just talking about the great queen of soul, Aretha Franklin, passed away last week at the age of 76, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man, she was the real deal, man. I was saying I appreciated all the tributes, man. I definitely was entertaining, man. The way to, people bring, send people off, man. So I like the tribute. How do you guys feel about them?
I've only heard you and CX's and maybe one other. But I don't really be checking for a lot of the beat stuff like everybody else does, though.
Yeah, I mentioned the shit and got cussed out.
What happened?
I mentioned motherfuckers doing it and got cussed out. Like, oh, nigga, you late.
Damn.
Niggas didn't read my Instagram today. I said, well, damn, shit, shit.
Oh, yeah, I do remember CX saying something about, like, yeah, I did one a month ago. I guess
you
niggas
ain't
don't
see my
check
Instagram.
IG.
Like, I'm like, damn. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I do remember that.
It wasn't just for you, shit. Fuck. I got cussed out.
Yeah.
So, somebody do a tribute, somebody a week later.
Hey, Wallace. Hey, look, this.
Oh shit! See, here we go. Now I got cussed out. I got cussed out, and I said, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let niggas do what they do. Let me go back and do the knowledge before I open my gums the next time.
It's unfortunate, but the only time we get real good radio, like actual like terrestrial radio, is when someone dies.
Yep.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Because that's when the DJs really go in their bag and pull out dope ass shit. Like I'm hearing Aretha Franklin joints that I didn't even know was Aretha Franklin. Like who the fuck is it? That's an Aretha joint? Like damn.
Got a log.
Yeah, exactly. A catalog, nigga. I'm Shazamming the shit out the radio this past week.
So, real deal. It's definitely be missed, man. And man, that's cool. She kept performing and stuff up until she couldn't do it anymore. I heard so.
Even Gene Simmons did an interview and gave her props as one of the greatest voices, period.
Damn.
I'm about to say, you must have said her name too many times. That shit, cut that shit short. Like saying Beetlejuice, nigga. That shit kicked me out like a motherfucker.
But yeah, I know Gene Simmons pretty much be shitting on everything. That nigga had nothing but great shit to say about Aretha Franklin. And basically told, he was like, yo, all these little, you know what I'm saying, little pop stars, R&B, whether you white, black, K-pop, whatever, he was like, y'all need to go back and study someone like Aretha Franklin. Like the little shit that y'all doing with your auto-tune, like that nigga went in. I'm like, damn, Gene Simmons, tell him how you really feel. Like he kept literally calling it these little pop artists.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Are we allowing Omarosa back at the barbecue?
No, but you know what? Yeah, nah, she ain't allowed.
Not in mine.
Exactly.
What's up with the
but I'm
glove?
gonna tell you one thing.
What's up with the glove game?
The one thing that I will say is, if she didn't,
let me go on mute.
Hell no. If she didn't fucking record that shit, nobody will believe what the fuck her nut ass is saying. You know what I'm saying? So on the one hand, more power to her. But on the other hand, she might have fucked herself, yo. Like literally, because she bought recording devices like into secure compartmentalized areas. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of spots that I work in. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I can't even bring my cell phone into the building I work in. You know what I mean? It's not like bring it in and put it in the locker or some shit. Like, no, that shit don't fly. So she might have really screwed herself as far as, you know what I'm saying, breaking the law. But at the same time, she exposed a lot of shit that people wouldn't have believed. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers would have been like, oh, that bitch crazy until she hit play.
Wow.
So it's like a double-edged sword, man. You know what I'm saying? She, on one hand, you know, she kind of helped her case. But on the other hand, like legally, she might have just got herself into some shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that security, you know what I mean? When you got a clearance and when, you know, when there were rules set up that you're not allowed to bring recording devices of any times, no iPods, no iPads, no cell phones, they take that shit serious as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? And she's done it more than once. Like, she has mad recordings from different spots within the White House. So when this whole shit blows over, man, shit, she might have to go get her Orange Is the New Black on for a minute. Who knows?
Damn.
But I will say, though, I don't think a lot of motherfuckers be paying attention. Omarosa body banging.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said. What's up with the blood game?
Woo.
Don't talk. Just listen. Black.
Yeah, my favorite parts of her fucking interviews is when she's walking in and walking out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Brick house, like damn.
Welcome.
Sorry.
Yeah, man.
She had the nigga Trump on tape, fronting like he didn't know she was getting fired. You know, that motherfucker was like, "Oh no, I can't believe this. I don't love you being fired." Who the fuck talks like that anyway? I don't love you being fired. What does that even mean? Like
like they
It just means he may
fire
like
somebody.
it, but he doesn't love it.
yeah.
Like they gonna fire somebody he handpicked without his permission. Like
Exactly, Dix. Exactly. Like, nigga, ain't nobody believe in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. And then, like, why's he always got to resort to name calling? Like, yeah, we don't fuck with Omarosa, but did she really deserve to be called a dog in the fucking media?
Damn. That dude Trump.
He didn't,
you know.
But for me, it was just a year ago. She was shitting on her own people. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That bitch can't come back to the barbecue.
Comes
she can send me some pictures in the DM though.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, she ain't welcome at the crib.
I think it's good she exposing shit, you know, just for checks and balances purposes. But in terms of speaking to WIDEBODY's question, I watched that firestorm from afar.
Gotcha. It's she got married already.
That's kind of how I feel about Don Lemon though. You know what I'm saying? He doing his best to get back in the fucking cookout. And I'm still like, no, nigga, you got way more work to do, cuz he was one of the main people talking that shit. And you know what I'm saying? Until he realized, damn, they still see me as a nigga.
Always gonna be one.
Exactly, man. His nut ass.
No.
Fuck you. Yo, I can't stand Don Lemon, man. Him and Omarosa could take their asses somewhere else, man.
She married another black dude though.
Shit, that's because niggas like ass and titties.
Like, yo, I'm willing to.
Hell yeah, in that order.
For real.
You call your past expressions. Hey, check this out.
That TNA shit, you can keep that. It's ass and titties. In that order.
For real.
Here's some food for thought. The guy that found Christine Bobby Whitney Houston's daughter in the tub, he just died of an overdose.
Yeah.
Way from that shit, man. Also, Kofi Annan died. You might know who Kofi Annan is.
Nope.
Kofi Annan.
Yeah.
Used to be UN.
Redefined actually the UN. He's from Ghana. And he died at 80 years old.
Damn,
hell
that show. What the fuck? Who was born today? Shit.
Oh, this is the Mayans. What happened to the wrestling? Oh, this is a commercial on WWE. All right.
SummerSlam night for you wrestling fans. Shout out to Malik X out there with his face glued to the TV screen with his glasses welded to the freak tube.
Oh, man.
Wow. Yikes.
Man, you wild.
I'm sorry, man.
I seen you. Yeah, that's what Ari and Bishop down there doing. They getting their wrestling on.
You said Bishop?
Yeah, that's Ari's best friend.
Oh, I hope he ain't got no gun.
No, not Bishop Juice.
Hell yeah. Waiting at the hallway locker. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you.
Did you say that?
I don't give a fuck about wrestling.
I tell your mama.
Right?
Yeah, Shane what happened to Raheem.
Right? Hey, Raheem thought that was your girl.
Right?
Special ed pulls off.
You know, come walking around with a little motherfucking razor blade in his mouth.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, man.
You gotta be willing to take anybody out the drop of a dime.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask this question again. I've been infatuated with this whole death penalty shit, man. I've been watching documentaries after documentaries. So my question is, you know, knowing that this country has a corrupt judicial system, what are your feelings on the death penalty?
I'm for it in certain. Yeah, I'm for it in certain instances. Yeah,
I don't want to die by the death penalty. Shit. I do know that. Shit.
Nah, but you got people out here, man, that's doing shit to children and shit, man.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
I would glad. Hey, let me pull the lever or inject the motherfuckers with. But you know what's crazy about that? Even with that, there's a movement today that's trying to normalize pedophilia. So
damn sure is.
So where does that leave us in terms of what happened to our children and shit? People are able to claim pedophilia like they claiming being queer or whatnot, and that's going to create a real problem because you know when you try to normalize some shit that ain't normal, they go to show you the mentality of the people, you know, who are attempting to normalize that shit to kind of like, you know. I don't know, man.
That's just crazy. So that's acceptable. Ain't gonna be acceptable to me, my 14-year-old. I'll be on death row.
hey, when they hook you up to all them pins and needles, you're like, hey, I read about that right there. So how long does that take to kick in?
You're gonna put me to sleep first.
Shit, nah, Wild Body be fucking around and fucking up talking about shit. That shit don't even hurt that much. They fuck around and switch up the torture technique.
Look, hey, oh, that shit ain't hurt.
Right?
Bad convulsions.
Right?
Hey, if y'all had to get it, say you on death row, how'd you want to go? Gas chamber, firing squad,
lethal injection, brother.
Injection or electric?
Lethal injection. No, hey, because I seen a guy. It's a video floating around on YouTube. I'm going to find it. Where
it's called lethal for a reason.
The guy was playing around.
Exactly, man.
Guy was playing around with the electric chair at this novelty store. It was a black dude. He had a bunch of white dudes around him, and the dude like, man, this shit really works. Like, dude was like, man, this shit don't work. Black dude. So they hook him up to the electric chair, man, and hit that 240 or that 120. I mean,
single phase, double phase.
Hey, man, that dude. And hit it with that 120, that 120 voltage. That Joker, man, was convulsing, and man, and he got about that seat. They turned it off. That dude was cursing a mile a minute. I'm gonna find that video too. Let me find it for y'all.
Oh no!
Yeah, when y'all see that, I'm telling you, bro. Like no. Go ahead, man. Look, put me to sleep, bro. You euthanize me.
Nah.
Why you say that, man? Why would you want the chair? Would you get the chair?
I don't want none of that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't want none of that.
Like when people, people be talking about they want to die in their sleep, bro. Type of work I do. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't want to die in your sleep?
No. Hell no. Fuck no.
Why not?
No, nigga. If I'm locked up, I ain't getting.
You see a nigga with sleep apnea, bro.
Prison fight.
Real talk.
Okay, only time a nigga say that is if I'm old, yeah, I want to die in my sleep.
Nah, it's still a struggle, bro.
Yeah. Your body's still fighting to survive.
Ain't shit peaceful about that shit.
Hell at all. You ain't just I'm out.
Man, when you're an old person,
running from somebody, but you get caught.
Even if you're an old person, your body still want to fight to live.
You still gonna fight. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it might look like little jerks and shakes and shit on this side, but motherfucker, you squirming like a motherfucker on the other side.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so you just hey, but you know what? A lot of us don't have no choice and say in the matter.
You know what? I ain't trying to be funny. It need to be some shit that I don't know is happening and I don't see. Yeah, that got a chance for fear to build up.
Yeah,
but if you just, it need to be on some instant shit.
Hey,
I agree with that. It's got to be instant.
That gas chamber
got to be super instant.
You want to keep it all the way funky? Y'all want to keep it all the way funky at our age? We need to change this goddamn subject.
That's what I wanted to say. Shit.
That's wild body, man.
So morbid ass bastards.
Fuck these motherfuckers. Final Destination. Find this podcast. Right? They stole all these ideas. Why everybody be like, fuck that? That was on my shit.
Final Destination, nigga. You just fall asleep after your mask and that motherfucker just keep creeping away.
Hell yeah. It'd be an oatmeal cream pie there instead. Shit. It'd be bad as shit. That shit ain't right.
The better question would be, what would be your last meal?
Ooh.
Shit. Bottom.
Chicken.
Damn it, I ain't never got to that.
We used to eat it all the time back in the day. Used to come in a box.
Pussy.
You beat me to it, bro.
On the real,
yeah, pussy.
My last I have a lasagna and Corona.
You be in that bitch like, why body gonna be in there like Garfield though? He gonna be eating shit.
Spaghetti.
My shit gonna be nice and simple, nigga. I'm Delisandro's all day with it, man. Like I'm
shit.
Delisandro's, nigga.
You know what though?
Steak,
If it's my last meal, man, give me. Hey, I'm like Davenport. Go give me a pork chop sandwich. I don't even eat pork, but if I'm finna die, I might as well just have a pork chop and just say forget about it.
Nah, because you gonna feel bad before you die. Shit, you know what I mean?
Man, you know what?
You gotta let your food digest.
Hey, but check this out. You know they're gonna probably be like, you know what? Hey, man, the governor called. He granted your state. Like, motherfucker, I ate that shit. Oh God,
he be out that bitch sweeping his tongue and shit.
Look, to be honest, man, I wouldn't even give a fuck what my last meal is as long as I can eat with my family one last time.
Nah, that'd be man. You have a soggy ass meal, man. They be crying all in that motherfucker.
Not true.
Try to eat around that shit.
Just give me a pan of homemade Rice Krispie treats. I'm good.
Damn.
God damn.
Very simple man right there.
Yeah, Rice Krispie treats.
Homemade. Gotta be homemade though.
Yeah, I can't do those. I never could do those.
What you want to eat?
I can only do the edible Jones.
They be like,
I can't even do that.
They be like, yo, what you
be laughing when they hit the switch.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah. Cranking up. Hold up, man. I got some brownies upstairs. I'll be back.
Last meal. I'm like an 8-ball Coke.
Damn.
Yeah, 8-ball sprinkled on a motherfucking donut, nigga, powdered donut.
Yeah, he motherfucker have an 8-ball on some funnel cake.
Why buy the big ones?
Right.
Like I'm ready now. I'm ready. Yeah.
The hell? Fuck that.
Cocaine,
I don't know. Shit, last meal.
I was watching the
shit. What I like that much?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I would just go with the cheesesteak, something that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like can't really go wrong. Cause I'll be them fucking around, order the steak. They be done messed up how I wanted it. You know,
you don't put lettuce on the
Philly. But look, they fuck around meant to put cheese whiz on your shit. You be mad as a bitch.
Yeah, pull a switch, yo. Let's get over with.
Yeah,
right.
I throw that shit against the wall, nigga.
That shit slide down like Tom and Jerry and shit.
Are you serious?
Right?
Cheese
whiz?
Yeah,
ain't fucking with no cheese.
There's some spots that do cheese with
like
Pats do. They know Geno's do.
Geno's.
Yeah, I'm hella cool. That's just nasty.
Talking about wit, man. Without motherfucker, I want that shit.
My man sent me a link today and was like, "Yo, what do you think?" It's a spot in LA. I forget the name of it, but basically, they would make the cheesesteak without the cheese in it. They put the meat in the buns, right? They would line up.
Put the cheese on top.
But look, these niggas was pouring cheese.
I'm listening to it.
Look, they poured the cheese on so thick that you couldn't see the actual steak in the bun anymore. All you seen was cheese.
Oh, no,
it was disgusting, bro.
Nah.
Yeah.
But you said they poured the cheese on, so it's not cooked. For one,
but they put the meat in the buns first, though.
Yeah, exactly. Hell no.
Oh, second.
I'm about to say that's what I be doing. They're on to me.
Ham bacon.
Right? They're on to me.
They said the most requested meal is cheeseburger and fries for last meals, though. That's what they say.
Yeah, because nobody has originality.
If so, it gotta be from Fat Burger or Five Guys.
Motherfucker say I'm getting caviar.
That Five Guys shit.
Don't get that shit.
Hey, but you know what? I get that shit from Five Guys because they give you fries, so it take longer to eat.
Hell yeah.
Eat the fries, nibbling like a motherfucker.
Big ass thing of nachos.
They give you the chair though, nigga. All that shit you eat gonna cook in your mother's stomach while they cooking your brain.
Look, hopefully I'll leave their ass a surprise.
Right. Oh, you gonna shit your pants.
Oh hell yeah.
You go
definitely gonna do that.
Motherfucking fried dung pack.
They stuff your asshole up and give you a diaper before they give you the chair.
Damn.
Do that. So you
Hold up, they stuff your asshole.
Play those
Stop.
shit.
Yeah, stop, man. Hey, why about let's talk about some music or something, man.
I was about to say fucking fried taxidermy, man.
I know,
Yeah,
I know this your show, man, but god damn, I'm getting sad.
Last thing I'm gonna say about it is I know the state. I know my home state is one of the few states that still actually have the shit.
Mm-hmm. They got.
They won't be riding through that motherfucker.
I think Tennessee still has the death penalty on the table.
Won't be coming in no time.
I know Texas. I know Texas for damn show.
Texas fried motherfuckers probably right now.
I think Texas like #1, right?
Yeah, they be looking for people to, you know what I mean?
They too close to the border, so they trying to eliminate any resemblance of brown skin, whether it be dark brown or milk chocolate or whatever variation of brown. They get rid of
again.
Right. Got the assembly line joint.
Oklahoma, they don't play around either, man.
Who the hell is that? Oh, he's back paying the demon again.
Damn.
I came down to some wild ass shit on the TV. Fucking WWE, boy. God damn.
Oh goodness gracious.
That shit was crazy.
Who is it? Bray Wyatt.
Right
on.
It's TJ. No, it's TJ the Tackler.
Hold on now.
I don't know that guy.
That must be a dude like Iron Mike Sharp.
Right.
I just made that up.
Brooklyn Brawler.
You're right. Iron Mike Sharp got beat up every week on Superstars Wrestling, man. Like, that nigga got to be like 1-42.
That's some of the names.
That work.
Hold on, what was the other guy? Why about you just said? Brooklyn Brawler. I think.
Oh yeah,
Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah.
Right. Something Lombardi, because he played a couple of roles. He played the Brooklyn Brawler, and he was like an intermediate dude. He won. Man, he won, but he didn't. He wasn't like a top tier winner. He won one when he cheated or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like he always deal breaker.
I used to like
hit niggas with trash can lids out there, but.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that they ain't spend no money on Iron Mike Sharp outfit, man. That nigga some electrical tape put around his wrist and some black underoos, nigga, and some slave man boots. There you go. Get your ass out there and earn that check.
Hey, Hurts.
Shit, ain't nobody really had a.
Oh yeah, yes they did. You know,
Orndorff.
Oh, he ain't had shit. He just had regular red.
Paul Orndorff, but he came out that bitch with the motherfucking
the robe and shit.
Robe on, hell yeah.
Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful. Yeah. That was my guy.
One of his arms was bigger than the other.
Yep.
Pause that.
But
that's a reach right there.
How did you find that out?
It definitely a reach.
But still, how's that knowledge?
Hey, I didn't know.
I ain't know that shit. How'd you find that out, bro?
You're watching wrestling.
I wasn't looking at a nigga arm like that.
You were saying something
like just got out?
Hearts, you ain't shit.
Fucking what?
What'd I do?
The Ohio Players Fires album.
Damn.
Oh, what'd I do? I just sent it, nigga. I ain't know.
You ain't shit for
I've
selling.
been looking for that song for God damn it. What's the name of the damn song? The last song was side A.
Concussion. Punching each other in the back of the head and shit.
They want to be free. They can't be free one.
Oh, was it on there?
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, damn, man. You cussing me out for no reason.
I just said you ain't shit. I didn't say
That was affectionate.
Yo, my son don't stop sending me all of this fucking shit on IG. This nigga's now like he's discovering like his own style and shit. And since I got like this little stylist service I do every month, so we get like a box of shit sent to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Give me address.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll be sending WIDEBODY the picture. They be this last box, nigga. They fucking laced the shit out of us. Like, oh my god, the box was thorough.
As long as motherfuckers don't send me the call the bank setup, nigga, I'm good.
Oh nah. Like this was like He's like, with the shit that I asked for, it'd be like Diamond Supply, Crooks and Castle. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of urban, suburban type shit, man. You know what I'm saying? When they send me like little skinny jean type shit, that definitely goes to the kid first and foremost, you know. Or when they send me jeans with like way too many rips in them, like, nah, nigga, here, this your speed.
Don't be like my son, nigga. He sent me a picture. Sent me a picture. Some shit he had on. I memed his ass to death. I had about three or four memes out of it.
I got a pair of holy jeans. I left them shits in Florida. I didn't want to bring them out to San Fran. Y'all motherfuckers.
Fuck that. My shit is bad. I be wearing that shit on purpose.
Yeah, bro. You damn sure didn't want to bring that out here.
Be the stacks of the party.
I got ripping up shit I be wearing. I don't give a fuck. It be old shit though. I don't buy shit like that though.
No, but you know, if you come around that mug and some, oh man, listen, you wore them pants wide, but I promise you, man.
Yeah, you can't. That's. No.
Hey, you would have rented a hotel room.
I in by RTO house with the pimps and the players and the pushers. Damn, RTO, why you send me to that hotel, man?
Right,
man. Hey, look, hey, why everybody walk into the hotel room, right, and put his bag down, plop down the bed, and he looked to the right, looked down, man. He still had a man outline, chalk outline in the room, man.
We just got
a dog next to it,
right? Hell yeah, but they outlined the cane too. That's what made that shit fun.
Yeah, the Coming to America room, bro.
Yeah, motherfucker, man. You outlining nigga Kane, boy. He died a horrible death.
He died a miserable death, brother.
Right?
He died an unnecessary death.
Say the room come with a pair of cowboy boots.
Right?
The kid roaches in the corner.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Goddamn corner stompers. Hell yeah.
Son, you mean to tell me they ain't got shit like that in Florida, what, buddy?
Oh hell yeah, man! It's tons of that.
I'm about to say,
don't just on the strip.
All them truckers out there and shit.
Don't want to be on the strip right there.
Yeah,
right. Niggas have on some high top Stacey Adams out there.
Hey, them truckers be the charges and the stuff in the cab. Yeah, that's a big thing down here, man. You know, they be at them truck stops.
Dane fucking cheesing hard as shit in this picture with Gadget.
Who?
Dane.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah.
Rick knockoff.
Shout out to Gadget Digital Hustle. Shout out to Gadget. Man,
I think I'm gonna go to this MOP AZ show next week. Or this week, actually. I think it's on Thursday. Yeah, it's up in Baltimore.
Damn. Right when I fucking go back to work.
Yeah, my nigga Tislam is opening up for him and shit.
Okay.
Straight up and down, man. Any new plug? I know this is not a music show, but is there any new plugins out there? You anything we need to know about? There's
I don't know, but I'd like to congratulate Dixie Freely on his newfound cop.
Oh yeah. Well, tell us about that, Dixie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You mean newfound swap?
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
I was going to say that's more appropriate. Swap.
It's my first real
What did y'all trade?
keyboard. I traded the XL for the Phantom.
Whoa, the Phantom is over.
Damn.
Game. Woo.
I seen the picture that you posted, Dixie. I just didn't know what you traded in, what you traded her.
Game over, bro. Man, that's what's up. Man.
I'm already learning it now. Like I finally figured out how to damn sequence.
Oh shit!
Do you plan on chopping on that Phantom too?
I plan on using it to full tilt.
Oh shit!
The damn learning process. Shit.
Beautiful. Wow.
Man, I left that hardest parking lot, man. I sat in the parking lot for about 2 minutes and cried. I got to the interstate. I thought I was out of my system, man. I got to the first overpass. I started tearing up again, doing 70. Like,
damn.
Yeah, good.
It's my first real keyboard. I ain't never owned. I've always had controllers. One thing I like about it right away from start is the way the keys feel.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
I learned how to make beats on the Triton. That was my first. Foray in the beats. Period. Yeah.
The other thing I like about that Phantom is the pitch wheel and all that shit. I love that pitch wheel on there.
It was in good condition. It was. I don't know how much cleaning he had to do to it, but
I just wiped it up. Paul wiped it up a little bit, and that was it.
Hurts take care of his shit, bro. You getting something hurts. Wow.
His fingers and everything work. Make that farting sound.
What?
It's road sounds in it, like
it's some dope road sounds in it. Very
road
dope
sounds. If I don't use nothing else in there, them road sounds gonna get a lot of you.
Rolls and bass.
You know, I think Manny Fresh was on that for a little minute too.
It was.
Yeah, shit.
I think my next keyword is probably gonna be a Moog. I'm probably gonna move.
Or move what?
Behringer's, man.
A Moog.
What?
Which one? A fatty or what?
I want the
You better not say no fucking Voyager. I'm about to leave this call.
Like the original Model D.
Proud of Voyager.
Dude, I'm going.
Say Voyager. See what he do.
I'm going Euromod. Fuck it.
Android.
Oh no!
That nigga said it. It's just how he said it.
Yeah. I will. Is that you?
Dude, come to your fucking house and put your cabinets together to keep it up.
Oh my god!
You know what? On that note.
Hey, why you sound like one of the characters from Family Guy? Like,
I think I was about to turn on that. I just decided to pass it now.
Fucking I will. What's going on, buddy?
I think I left some chicken in the oven. I'll be right back.
Oh, dude.
What's that damn character?
Oh, look, real quick. This is what I wanted to tell you. We should talk about WIDEBODY for one of these topics. Did y'all see that Robert Glasper, Lauryn Hill shit?
I sure did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He basically was talking about she was stealing from other writers and musicians and all that. He was focused on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album.
Yeah.
He was talking about
the only one for real.
Yeah. Besides like a couple of Unplugged and some other bullshit. But he said basically she was stealing, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the songs, a lot of the writings and shit, and then she was mistreating and underpaying, you know, people in the band and other musicians that came in and worked on that shit. Even though we look at it as a masterpiece, he shit all over that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, like a year or so ago, I listened to an interview from one of the producers who worked on it, and he still hadn't got paid. Like, he don't took her to court and everything. And he's like, that's why y'all haven't gotten us to take one, because she didn't pay us the first time.
That interview was very it was very eye opening. Not that you know, because I hold that album in very high regard.
Me too, and I'm still gonna hold it in high regard.
I do, but you know, it's kind of like how people look. Yeah, it's kind of how people look at Barry Bonds and the home run record and shit. Like, you know, like he the champ, but nigga, you was popping them Skittles and shit, the funny color Skittles. But
the rainbow,
right? But you know, the way the one thing I took out of it, and I've heard this before, and even with her recent antics or whatever, is like you only did one solid album. That doesn't you know
solidify you.
It doesn't you can't treat nobody like that. If anybody deserves a person like Stevie Wonder, if he did somebody like that, okay, fine. Aretha, fine. Gladys, fine. You've done one fucking solo album that you know that was like held a masterpiece. Yeah. That's not licensed for you to shit on people.
You sophomore jinx.
You know
that's not Unplugged. That shit was, you know, that motherfucker played two strings on that whole goddamn album.
Think about how many shows she have shown up late to in the past 5 years.
She had to get her chakras in line. Shit like that.
She don't appreciate people.
Nah.
Well, I'm starting.
Man, you know what though? How many hip hop shows I done been to where the niggas been late, you know? So I kind of chalk that up as like that's just entertainers on that one particular thing. Them motherfuckers think like most people. But it also blah, blah, blah.
It depends on your humility as well. Because I've been to an Eric Roberson show where he came. If the show started at 8, he's there. He's on the stage at 7:59. You know, or who's ever opening up for him, that shit starts like clockwork. It's certain people that. Like you said, like it's certain people that appreciate the fact that the fans paid their hard-earned money to come see them perform. So they hold that. That's paramount to them. But you know, people who feel entitled and feel like, you know, I'm Miss Hill or I'm blah blah blah, whoever. No, that mindset doesn't. They don't have that kind of mindset going forward.
So now, let's play devil's advocate. Let's play devil's advocate.
One time, but it's happened so many times with her.
Yeah, it happened. The last time she was in Atlanta. It happened in. I'm trying to think who that was. Somebody that we know was supposed to have went to the show, and she canceled the show because she needed to get her chakras in line or some shit. And I was like, wow, you laughing, but I'm so sincere.
Serious?
Yeah. So now let's play devil's advocate for the people who haven't gotten paid yet. Could we say that that's more their fault than hers?
No.
Why not?
Why they played? I mean, they played and she didn't pay.
Right, and aren't we always talking about making sure your paperwork and all that shit is in order and this, that, and the third? And,
but just because your paperwork is in order, don't mean that people on the other side of that paperwork is going to honor shit. Think about people that's on cash money, right?
Think about motherfuckers who do shows. Think about if you did a show.
Right.
Think about if you did a show and the motherfucker, the dude who run the show didn't pay you until afterwards, and then he ducking shit.
I'm not gonna be talking about it within that 20-year time frame. I'm gonna see this nigga.
Got you. But but I think a lot of it is that a lot of people look at who you a lot of the artists for what their appearance to be like. She's esoteric, she's earthy, she's she's a positive man. Come on, and that's what people get lost in the sauce there because
I be like, fuck that. They human. They gonna screw you over and do some bum shit.
Right.
I think it's more him just pulling her card more than anything.
Well, the thing about Glasper is like he knows. See, that's one thing about knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people who kneel to her greatness, quote unquote. They are people who wasn't. They was sure about their gift, but they didn't take a lot of their business serious. Like Glass was like, I have my own career. I'm not finna bow down to you. You've only done. He's looking at it from a place where I'm more talented than you, or I got this going on for myself. I don't need you for this. I'm just doing this on a whim. You know what I'm saying? And like, it goes back to knowing your worth or knowing what you'll accept from people. If you just accept how people treat you, I don't care what you're doing. I'm not gonna take on a job. For let's say I'm not gonna go preview beats for an MC or a singer, and just because I'm in a present, they treat me like shit. I didn't sign up for this shit. I don't need this. I don't want a placement that fucking bad. And you lucky if you're a dude, you lucky I don't swear on your ass. And but it's all about knowing your worth, man. Knowing who you are and knowing what you'll stand for and what you'll accept. As not only as an artist, but as a human being, as a man, especially as a man.
Have they tried to sue her or anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they did. And I think they had paperwork. That's why the lawyers took them on in the first place. Because they had their paperwork. She just didn't honor but this is just one instance. Like, she was treating everybody else around them, around Glass, but like, they weren't nothing. See, he's the only person that was like, you know what, nah, I ain't going for this shit. I'm Robert Glasper. And he hadn't even had a name like that, but he just was confident in his ability, and he knew what he stood for. He had his, he had his shit in order. At a young age, Robert Glasper is in our age group.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he's right at, if he ain't 40, he's approaching 40.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, in our age group, but it's power in knowing who you are and what you'll stand for. When you out here, man, especially dealing with these shysters, out here. So if you don't stand firm in your belief of who you are, and and don't undercut yourself, and don't undersell yourself, it's power in that.
What y'all think of Lil Duval getting a record deal at 41 for dropping dick off? And I ain't
that's what's up.
I ain't going back and forth with you niggas.
I can
smile bitch joint.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Living my best life.
I can dig it. Hey, if they can get a Catch Me Outside chick,
girl, exactly.
Hey, I'll call Duval.
Shit.
But is
it a comedy record deal or what? Like,
I don't know. But I'm just getting tired of
it. It's music because he just dropped the Best Life joint with Snoop Dogg on it.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
I ain't mad at it either. I'm more mad at the fucking industry itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like on the real, I can't fault nobody for getting their checks or none of that shit. And I never will. I'll be faulting the motherfuckers that be signing their checks. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga fucking talk about I'm dropping dick off. Like, you little ass man, shut your dumb ass up. That shit is funny though. Like, don't get me wrong, I be cracking up when I hear that shit. I
saw that shit on Instagram first. And my wife was like, a week ago, she was like, "Yeah, have you heard this new Snoop Dogg song, Living My Best Life?" I said, "That's not Snoop Dogg, that's Lil Duval." She was like, "But Snoop is on it." I'm like, "Yeah, you late though." I heard this shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
I had to make her feel bad.
You mean
shit wild out here?
we had that conversation.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
You gotta stand for something to fall off anything, brother. You gotta keep that appearance going, man.
Well, damn right.
I think art and music went away. Probably like with jazz and some of the Motown stuff back in the '60s. I heard execs say it's the music business. It's not the art business. So like my man getting the deal off that little hit song he got, it lines right up with it. You can't be creative in music anymore unless you're creative genius is doing something on the mainstream level. But 9 times out of 10 is more on a subtle underground level where you could be who you want.
Dap Dunlap, can you do me a favor? Can you
Yes,
define culture vulture for me, please?
Culture vulture. That's somebody that comes and take advantage of a different culture.
That's how you define.
I think.
Or a person who eats off of culture, makes money or eats off of culture without having the culture's best interest at hand, and not actually upholding, not giving back and not upholding the culture in a great light.
Well, I think a lot of times we don't even get back to our own culture. So I think a lot of
I think people use the term loosely though.
Yeah, that too, but them. I mean, obviously, who we talking about? Those guys they take advantage, but a lot of times we don't even do what we want someone else to do within our own thing. So then someone else come along and do it, and you want to knock them for doing it, but you're not doing nothing for it. Like you're not trying to change it. So
is innovative. Go ahead.
No,
being innovative.
You got it.
But let me ask you this: should all of us be held accountable for the worst of us?
Well, now you're responsible for you're responsible for yourself, but we live in a world that look at you. Well, especially I'll say more than less us. We looked at as a collective. Obviously, everybody's not on the same plane doing the same things. You got different people with education levels and different thought processes how they look at life within all races. But with us, for whatever reason, we're just looked at as a collective. And it's funny because I do a lot of reading. I just came across an article with
Roger. They look at us like a collective because they put us all on a fucking boat and brought us over. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I listened to a podcast with Roger Daltrey from The Who. And first I read it, and then I went to go listen to it. And they asked him about hip hop. Now, I'm always interested in what other people, races, genres of music, what they think about hip hop. And I know hip hop get a bad rap because all they know is what's popular. So what's popular is the trap and gangster stuff. That's been the most popular for the last 25 years, right? A little bit of commercial stuff in there, the Puffy era. But for the most part, it's been, that trap and the gangsterism. So he said, and this just bugs me out, he said hip hop hasn't progressed. And he said the only artist he liked in hip hop was Eminem, that he does great things. And I just said flabbergasted. Now, the person who I am, I always look at the person who's speaking. Like they may not know, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like hip hop, then obviously you haven't done no research on it. You haven't listened to it. You only know what's popular. So for him to say that, it was just like mind blowing. But that's kind of like how people look at it. Like,
hold up, my bad.
Like,
I stepped away for 1 second. Who said what?
I think he's a guitarist or something. Roger Daughtry.
He was one of the main stays of the group The Who.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay, yeah, I know who that is.
So he was saying that Eminem is basically like the greatest thing that happened to hip hop, and it just bugged me out, man. It was just like, nobody really respects our culture. I'm sorry for cutting your wisdom, but it's like nobody really respects our culture, and it's up to us to like, because it was no way for me to comment, but I wanted to comment on that. And it was even the article I read, it wasn't no way to comment on it. And it was just bugged out because like I defend rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you don't look at it on the whole, because there's so many elements to it. Like, it's just not one thing. So I always try to, defend hip hop in that way, but it just bugs me out how other people see it.
Most people say things like that when they're not participants of it, and just like with anything else, if you can't see yourself in it, you're gonna badmouth it and denigrate it. When people start to see, and hip hop has had white guys in the forefront before with the Beasties and even Everlast when Everlast was with the Rhyme Syndicate with Ice-T, but a lot of people. When they can't see themselves in something, the first instinct of theirs is to badmouth and denigrate it. Because when you look at rock and roll, especially rock in the 60s and the 70s, rock was doing the same thing that hip hop is doing now. You still in the same, and it might not be the same in terms of how the message is carried across, but the whole lifestyle. I mean, the hip hop lifestyle is a cousin to the rock and roll lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about it, the groupies and and every talented person is gonna, whether you're an artist that paints Rembrandts or whatever, you're gonna have your people that are fans of yours who are hangers on and all that good stuff. But in terms of the message, and it's that that purist mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said it hasn't progressed, but he is not an active participant, or he's not a fan. He has no love for it anyway. So his opinion about it is a misguided opinion, right?
Of course, and that's the thing. That's why, like, when I hear things like that, it just baffles me. Like, you're coming with an uninformed opinion of this music, and that's upsetting. You know what I'm saying?
Because
but
nobody's sampling the Who. Nobody's sampling the Who. That's why.
So we playing the Who. But see, here's the thing though.
About to say who that?
Now, me personally, I could give two shits about what he thinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody else thinks.
Yep, exactly.
I don't need validation from him, them, or nobody else.
Yeah,
I like what I like.
Yeah,
If you don't like it, fuck you. So what? I don't like what you like, and so it is what it is.
Rock and roll shit though. You're not gonna be.
We got to as black people, we got to get on our own shit again. Like we were in the early 90s, when we didn't give a fuck about what they tell them.
But man, rock and roll music is black music. So, which is funny because when I hear white people talk, they look down and they collect a nose at a genre that is predominantly black, whether it be hip hop, whether it be jazz, neo soul, R&B, and you're like, well, rock and roll, like, dude, rock is a black art form. With everything that black people create, we're so free to give it up and like give it to the next people in line. And we're so innovative that we come up with so much stuff that we just freely give away and just freely throw away. That people don't, they don't. I guess it's just a case of just
often imitated but never duplicated.
There we go. And you said it perfect.
If we guilty of anything, it's being too free-hearted with our culture.
No question.
But I'm not. I've never been the one to buy into, like you're saying, just making a blanket statement saying we don't know. I do. Hertz do. Mav do. Mental do. Widebody do. Everybody, you do. Everybody on this call respects hip hop and respects the culture. I'm not going to be held accountable for some lowlights who decide to bootleg the shit or to give it away. Like we don't expect all the white people the answer for the motherfucking priest. The motherfucking priests who keep sleeping with kids, we don't hold them accountable for their worst. Why we gotta always be held accountable for our worst? I don't like that.
Yeah.
Every demographic got that segment in their demographic that just ain't shit.
I had to leave for a second, but what I'm assuming you saying dude from the Who said you don't fuck with hip hop or something like that.
Well, he said Eminem is the greatest. He said Eminem is the greatest, pretty much.
Yeah, and he just said that the genre hasn't grown from inception to now.
Yeah,
and that
but
how Eminem the greatest?
How if that's the case, then how Eminem the greatest? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like I said,
he contradicted himself in his own statement.
If you gonna troll right, he don't even fucking know how to troll. Good God Almighty!
There's no fucking way you can go listen to Larry.
Right for this shit.
You go all the way back to Larry Smith, which was still dope to me to this day, and then listen to whoever now and tell me the music has not necessarily today, but like late in the 90s, and say the music hadn't changed or progressed.
Even to today is like you said from us back spinning break beats on R&B records, disco records to now, dude. You're talking about 40 years of progression easily. So
I remember when hip hop didn't have a bass line.
Well, okay. The Rappers Delight had a bass line because it was Chic's Good Times.
Yeah, it was already.
I'm talking about not like some rip off shit.
Yeah, it was some shit that didn't have a bass line though.
Right, it was some shit with just hard drums and shit, and that was cool.
But you know why that is? Because in hip hop's infancy, it mimicked a lot of rock shit. So when
and that's cool. That's all dope. But I'm just saying to kind of what old dude was saying, like, shit, you put on some organized noise, you gonna hear fucking some of everything.
And you gonna hear so much shit. You gonna hear fucking Zydeco and some more shit.
Right.
Like Blues Traveler or some shit.
I really like how Hurts is embracing the fucking It makes me feel special.
Yeah, it's not. Hey, you know what? It's not intentional, brother. It's just a Freudian slip.
Just rolls. It just rolls off the tongue, huh?
Oh no! Pause.
But yeah, man. Like, yeah, that's stupid. I mean, obviously you're trolling. Like,
yeah,
but you know what? He might not be trolling though.
But you know what?
I mean, even still, if it's his opinion, that shit's his opinion.
It's a misguided.
But not even that. Like, what?
Not even misguided though, because misguided. If one of us said it because we know better, you know what I'm saying?
But not even that. Like, I don't give a fuck.
It's just his opinion. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, fuck him.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, ain't nobody sampling dude. So,
and if they
not me, I ain't looking for that shit. So,
but it's one of those things, man. When you living in the ivory tower by yourself, and you don't, all you concerned with is what you're concerned with. Like, most, I would beg to differ that a person like, let's say, Bono, who's, I guess he's kicking with Jay-Z. I would beg to differ that he don't think the same thing because, again,
doubt that.
Yeah, again, like you said, when I see stuff like that, I kind of like I would gloss over it and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Okay, it's cool
for real. Like that shit's fucking just like chaps your ass, man.
Yeah, everybody got an opinion, just like everybody got an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares.
And I mean that's all. And the thing wasn't like I'm not pressed over it or anything like that. It's just when I see it, it just bugs me out because like no one is really like it's just an uninformed opinion. Like I at least when I'm trying to, if I'm gonna talk about something.
Does this nigga have makeup on?
I would like to have an informed opinion on the subject. If I don't really know too much about it, like I'm not gonna talk about it. I'll just say I don't know.
Hey, but you know what though?
Inform me a little more.
I think Roger Daltrey is about 70.
Yeah, exactly.
Years old. So another layer to this is that it's ageism. Yeah. Even in hip hop's inception, he was a young person. but it was about rock and disco faded out. It became more so a lot of it's so many layers to that statement. But the most important thing to take away from that statement is that motherfucker, you don't have no idea what you're speaking of. Bitch, I wish there's somewhere for me to air your ass out about it, but since I don't, I'm not gonna give it no credence. But that's kind of like what Stephanie Mills just did the same thing to Sam Smith.
Yo, this nigga Dan the Dang look crazy as shit the way he be smiling in all these fucking pictures.
What I would want is one of his rock friends to put him up on game and let him know what's up. Cause
I don't give a fuck.
Like, I don't think he. I don't even. Because if coming from someone like from us or whatever, he ain't gonna really give a fuck. Like, he only gonna respect his peers.
Yeah, but you know what though? There's a million motherfuckers that got the same thought that he had. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Fuck him. We know Eminem cool. You know what I mean? But we also know he ain't the greatest.
Nah, because he ain't the greatest out of his own state.
Shout out to Stephanie Mills. That right there we need more of.
Oh, no question, bro. When I saw that, man, I applaud. Hey, man,
what Stephanie Mills do?
We need more of what?
She checked Sam Smith for talking shit about Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. But I mean,
fuck that.
You know what though? So was he? But you know what? Wasn't he asked the question?
No. I don't care. You don't come into our shit and start talking shit about our legend. You don't do that.
Calm down, Dixie. You talking to us, nigga, not him.
You can say,
calm down, nigga. You talking to us, not Sam Smith.
You can say, I wasn't the biggest fan, or that music, wasn't my cup of tea. But you ain't gonna be talking shit, though.
Man, that's
you lucky to be here, motherfucker.
For you to say that, I don't know how old he is.
So what did he say?
But for him to say that,
I read the article, but I don't remember.
I thought he said he didn't like Michael Jackson. I didn't know he shitted on him.
That's when you say you don't like Michael Jackson, but you don't give a clear cut reason why you don't like Michael Jackson. That's shitting on.
That's just basically straight up shitting the hate.
Because you know what? But you know what it is.
Giving the actual reason why.
That person is so self-consumed with their stardom or what they got going on for themselves. In terms of the art, is that they can't reverence greatness in the proper context in which the greatness is supposed to be revered in. So by him saying that, it's kind of like you thinking that what you got going on trumps what Michael Jackson did. Nigga, you can live 2 lifetimes and you still won't even get a 1/10 of an inch close to Michael Jackson.
All right, now can we get this hype? Can we get this hype when these little motherfuckers that's in hip hop and rap don't know who our hip hop OGs is?
I mean, but who doesn't?
We do that already.
We do that already.
Yeah, we do that already.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about Sam Smith or the dude from the Who. Like, come on, man. Well, I mean, half the time y'all in here shitting on white people. Who gives a fuck what they think? Not all of them, of course.
We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Honestly, we don't care about what the little dumb motherfuckers in hip hop.
The reason Sam Smith is important because his ass is doing R&B and taking up all the awards.
Well, y'all know more about Sam Smith than I do. I couldn't tell you one thing this motherfucker do.
Like, I didn't come over into our shit and start, fucking smelling yourself and shit. Like, hold on now, player.
That's some culture vulture shit right there.
So he like
yeah, so it is because you're assimilating black music. But then when you assimilate black music and you don't give reverence to to the culture in which you're doing in the space in which you're doing it, and you same thing with any of them that come in the house and don't pay respect and then act like they created some shit that's just so superior to the people that they learn from. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
all right, but what if he said?
So, ain't Sam Smith the dude from England, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's from a whole different country. But what if he said, "I don't like Michael Jackson, but I love Prince"? I'm only playing devil's advocate because I don't give a fuck about Sam Smith.
That ain't what he said.
That's not what he said. I don't want to play that game.
But he only said it about one person. I haven't heard him shit on a whole genre.
But hold
I know
up.
Michael Jackson is.
That's like if somebody say, man, hey man, what's good, bro? Hey man, like, hey, I fuck with you tough, man, but I don't be fucking with mental. Nigga, if you ain't fucking with mental, you ain't fucking with me then.
But you know what though? All right, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Kev Brown told one of my homeboys that he don't fuck with me. I ain't shitting on Kev Brown, and I don't think none of y'all niggas is entitled to their opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out.
Well, I don't know Kev. I know you, so I ain't worried about him.
You know what I'm saying? My relationship is with you. So if I need to holler at you about some shit, I can holler at you. I ain't even thinking about him like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the business there. But I remember watching this reality show one time. It was called Gone Country. It was Bobby Brown, Cisco, and some other people. And they wasn't really trying to get into country music. They just stopped getting a check for a reality show. And the way that they treated them, you know what? And I was like, you know what? That's the way we should do. Like, you just can't let motherfuckers come into your shit and take your shit.
They banned the. Oh, you talking about you talking about the Mexicans that shut the shit down?
No, this was the reality show.
Oh, reality show. Okay,
You think about Jacob promoters, ain't it?
No, I see them. And they told them straight up, look, you're not gonna come in the country, fucking just, do what you want to do and leave and all. They held them accountable. So
that joint was called Gone Country.
I said Gone Country. Like, you're not gonna come into hip hop or R&B and start.
What the hell Mad laughing at, man?
Yeah, this motherfucker hurts, man. You see the dog face show after they cut that dough, man.
Oh yeah, I just seen that. But no, I feel what y'all saying. I was just playing devil's advocate. But fuck Sam Smith.
That's all good. Fuck him.
So, but
you ain't gotta like the music because everybody got different tastes. But like I said, I just don't like that kind of shit. Like, when you come into somebody else's arena, be humble.
Yeah. Because you never heard Amy Winehouse say no dumb shit like that.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
I
But like
thought he said he didn't like Michael, but a lot of times too, man. People really just need to not answer everything. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, man. Maybe
I wasn't the biggest fan of his music. That's cool. Everybody don't.
Because you know why? Because I got a homeboy of mine's that he's a barber. And me and him, we always, when I walk in there, we always have music conversations. So he's like, man, growing up, he said, I like Mike, all that good stuff, but I wasn't a big Mike fan as I was a Prince fan, because at the time I was getting into girls. Prince was speaking my language, so I ain't air him out because he said that, because he did exactly what you just said, Mental. He said, I dig Mike. He said, but Prince was the dude that you played on the phone when you trying to holler at girls.
Right.
And so, and plus he a black dude. So I ain't gonna air him out about that, but I wasn't gonna air him out about that because he had it's not like he said, I don't fuck with nothing that Mike do. I think the nigga whack. I just think that he just a waste of space and he's overrated. I'd have been like, motherfucker, are you serious?
Right.
It would have been a lengthy conversation behind that, but to actually assimilate a culture, a sound from its originators, and then don't give no credence to it and act like what you're doing is trumps what he did. Come on, man. Come on, kill
now
yourself.
Y'all motherfuckers gonna make me look his nut ass up because I don't know what the fuck Sam Smith do.
Oh, ain't Sam Smith? What's that damn name of that song that he had that was like run the Grammy? Stay with me. Yeah.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, he won a Grammy a few years back, right? Or whatever.
That's actually my joint too. I kind of fuck with that song.
Yeah,
he got a BET award too.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Well, you know what?
Yeah, that's right. That is right. I forgot about that.
Are y'all serious?
No, I'm saying that because we were fucking with him. And then he starts smelling the stuff. That's what they do.
That's what they do all the time.
No, but BET, fuck BET too overall.
I ain't watched BET in a good 3 years.
Man, Black Embarrassment TV, go judge my wife.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hell yeah, nut ass TV.
Since Viacom bought them out, they been shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, damn, I thought saying, I see what y'all saying. I didn't know that was him though. That's my song too, motherfucker.
Hey, I mean, he's dope.
I don't even think you know what? I don't even think he's dope. Cause I that song played everywhere, and I was like, I don't get it.
I feel you on that, Hurston.
I was like, cause when I first heard it, I thought it was Tank.
I like Amy Winehouse more than I like him.
Right, I thought it was Tank at first, cause how the way his cadence and how he sang. I said, man, Tank can pushed up his sound a little bit. And then when I heard of who it was like, I said I figured it wasn't Tank, but I don't see what people are so crazy about this song.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Shit.
Right.
Interesting.
It repackaged everything and like, oh, this is the greatest thing. Like they did it. They did it with Pat. They did it with Pat Boone back in the day, and they gonna keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Is it Wonder Bread or is that Home Pride?
Shit, it was Herb Stepnowski too.
In England has a culture of trying to copy soul music, and like we've seen
shit been
Cadillac
going on since
Records
the beginning.
and stuff like that. Like they, the Rolling Stones love blues music and all of that type stuff. So they've always been into the culture. But but I'm not a big Sam Smith guy either. Like he what I'm saying, he's cool. Like, not that I'm hating or anything. He's cool, but yeah, I mean, I just go by what what make me feel. But yeah,
No doubt. Hey, happy belated birthday too to you, Dap.
Oh, good looking, family. Good looking.
Yeah.
Man, you look like you 25, man.
Drink a lot of water, good brother.
I don't.
Me too, man.
Drink a lot of water.
And man drinks a lot of monkey shoulder.
Yep.
Monkey shoulder. Stop, man. I gotta wait till the project over with so I can do it. But nah, man. But yeah, man. It's time, man. That the few legends we have left, and especially in soul music, we got to just give them their flowers while they appreciate them while they're here. A lot of us don't have contact with them on a daily basis like most people will, but like us as producers, we kind of give them their flowers in terms of replicating
all the time.
So we as producers, we're music lovers first, but our education comes from listening to the old records and listening to how they structure things and how they do things, kind of make what we do kind of coincide with what they've done to make it what we want it to be today in today's day and time. But it's important. It's all like I look at vinyl, I look at the records I collect like a library, so I can go any day and look at a certain artist and kind of study and sit and study like their process in terms of how they collectively put a song together, and be like, wow, okay, they did this, and who's the personnel on this album that played the bass line, or who's on the drums on this particular song or whatever. So by us doing that, we're giving back to the culture because we're actually taking the time to learn and understand what these people did in their day to kind of educate us on what we're doing here today.
True, but I think too it's because of the era we grew up in. Like most of us was born in the 70s,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So we grew up with it. So a lot of times, and I just came to this realization the other day because I was one of these little young Y&B niggas, basically punk ass. But what's the white boy name? Rosenberg. He was asking him. He said something about Wu-Tang, and the little nigga was like, "Who?" And you know what I'm saying? Right, but
I don't give a fuck how young you are. You should know that at least.
Yeah, but you know what though? I started thinking about it. I'm like, all right, hold up. This motherfucker's like 17 or 18. Should I be mad at his bitch ass, or should I be mad at his bitch ass father, who's probably my age, who grew up with Wu-Tang?
Them fault. It's our fault.
Exactly. But because you know what? Little Ari let a Wu-Tang song come on from fucking 1997. He gonna be like, yo, that's Method Man. Yo, that's the RZA. Yo, that's Ray.
Hold on, man. It's just us right now.
Yeah, my bad. I'm getting my Dixie on real quick. Hold
up. Get hype records over this.
Cash.
The only thing I would say about that though, that's great, and it is partly our responsibility. But if you jump into a profession and don't take the time to look it up to know who came before you, you gotta take some of that too, though.
I don't know, nigga. I'm an engineer, and I don't give a fuck who came before me. Now, just playing.
I bet you know the future.
I'm like, if you plan to be good at what you do, you are going to want to study the greats from the past. So I mean,
I think
if you coming up in hip hop, you damn sure will want to know who Wu-Tang is.
I think it's like Tyler,
hip hop producer that do boom bap. It would baffle my mind if a nigga told me he ain't know who Diamond D was, or if a nigga told me he didn't. And some people like Mantronics, I can understand people not knowing Larry Smith even, but like I know who made me want to get into it, and so by me knowing who made me want to get into it, I had to go backwards. You always got to go backwards to bring it to pay it forward.
Yeah, I think Tyler, the Creator, I heard him in the interview saying they was asking him about some older artists, and he was like, when he came up, like Pac and I think he said Pac, Erykah Badu. It wasn't people from, like EPMD and all of them, and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. And he said, like, the era he came up in, that's the music that was popping. Now I can get going back.
That's fair though. That's fair.
Well, because
that's
that of his exposure, it's exposure to it. So if you're not exposed to it, I can see how you don't know. But like somebody just said, you still gotta go back. You know what I'm saying, and bring yourself up to speed, because you're gonna rub elbows with these people soon. Or you don't know that, but like if I'm blessed enough to know who Busy B is. If I see Busy B in the airport, I know exactly who he is, and I'm going to get his autograph. Ooh. I know.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup today, but I definitely know who he is in his history.
I could because again, I could pick
Cool Mo D out of a lineup though, because that was my nigga.
Right. I can't pick out Spoonie G, but I know who Busy B is. But since I'm a participant in the culture, so and I'm a student, so if I'm looking back, I need to educate myself on the culture as a whole, and not just when I got into it. And that's what a lot of the young kids are doing today, because it's not so much that they ain't had great music around them growing up. It's about what they gravitate to, and once they get there, they never go back to bring themselves up to speed.
I think like this. For us, like I'm 43. I think we all in that 40, late 30s.
We had a different structure growing up.
We came in closer to the inception of hip hop.
Exactly.
So we know more of the elders of hip hop than obviously like my 18-year-old son's gonna know, because we came in closer to the genre. Like when I talk to my mom about music she grew up on, and we go on YouTube and she plays stuff like I think there's one band was called I forget the name of the band, but she started playing like some bands, like obviously I just knew them by name. Some of them, some I didn't know. Yeah, that's one of them. And I was just like, wow. But the only reason I know old music like that is because obviously our parents played it, and then when we started doing production, we started buying records. You know what I mean? Like we started going back buying records, and then it's like with me with jazz. I only knew jazz that my uncle and my dad played. But I liked jazz. Then as I got older, I started venturing into it myself. I started buying, like I built my catalog of what they had in their catalog. But then I was like, okay, now Grove got this or Bob James got this. I'm listening to a Bob James album that they didn't have. I don't know why they didn't have it, but I'm like, I know this is one of the guys. But then as I get deeper into it, I started now I'm telling my dad, yo, dad, like, you like Hank Mobley. He might, oh yeah, we talk about that a little bit. And so you submerge yourself in it. And I don't fault the guys for doing it or not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something you got to want to do. It's like a history lesson. If you want to understand something about history, you got to go do the research on it. If these guys don't do it, you know what I'm saying? Like if they don't do it, then that's just that. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, we students of the game. And being producers, and we sample based, and then we do original music. Like I feel like I feel like hip hop out of all music, like we have the more in depth look at it, because for what we sample, and then we try to do our own original thing. So now we're digging for records, we're listening to different sounds, and then we're listening to artists, like a Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis type, to find out like the kind of things they were doing to, make their music sound better, and different chord arrangements they were using and stuff like that. Like we're really deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On a certain level, like we really have a history of music like no other. Because even if you talk about the Who and all them guys, like they had a little bit a little bit to tag on to. But we got like everything to tag on to. We got rock, we got jazz, we got hip hop, we got R&B. Like we just have so much that we can dig into. Like it makes us the shit.
So that goes back to what you were saying earlier. So when that guy said there's no progression there, think about the first commercial release up to now. So to say that is a very ignorant and baseless statement to begin with. So knowing what you know is everything you just said. With knowing everything that you know and everything that you participated in and doing the knowledge on, how could somebody with that much musical history not reverence what hip hop has done? I'll tell you why. Because he has no interest in it, because he doesn't benefit off of it. There it is.
Right. So he has no interest, and when he's asked the question, that's where it goes to it. That's why I said he had an uninformed opinion, because he hasn't did any research on it. He could have just said, "I don't really." He could have just really said, "I don't get off on hip hop." But obviously, he know hip hop because he know who Eminem is, and if he know who Eminem is, he knows some other artists. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say he hasn't an informed opinion, or if he does have an informed opinion, he just didn't want to really speak on it like that. I don't really know.
That man got up there and said and name dropped the most popular white rapper after he trashed the genre. So that tells me all I need to know about it.
Oh yeah, definitely,
no question.
Yeah. If Eminem, no, never mind. I mean, because Eminem.
But back to the initial subject, I think it really just depends on what you're here for. If you're here to just get a check, then you don't give a fuck about who Busy Bee is.
Yeah.
But if you're here to be great,
a fuck about you.
If you're here to be great, right? If you're here to be great, you're gonna want to know why LL Cool J was so popular in the late '80s, or why he's been around for so long. You're gonna want to know that because you're gonna want to, add that to your repertoire.
Hey, Dick, let me ask you this: Do you think that we have too many of "I want the check" instead of "I love this shit" as well? Not saying you can't.
Yeah, the "I want the check" is winning.
Securing the bag generation.
I don't think it's even about the creative process anymore. To do that.
Well, I think it is, but just not radio wise, not mainstream.
Yeah, it's not radio because our shit is still out there. But I ain't never gave a fuck about radio.
I'm not.
What I'm saying?
When I'm saying that, I know. I understand. I'm talking about usually. I always think about driving my kids to school in the morning, and turning the radio on. I remember we used to be able to do that back in the day.
My mom used to do it for me a lot. So that was a morning. That was a morning ritual because my mom was a very musical person, and that's who I get it from. And she would know songs that I was like, man, how you know all these songs? You know what I'm saying? Which made me in turn want to learn those same songs. And so, and even with my daughter is like that now because when she's with me, I don't listen to the radio. So she listening to Dwelle, she listening to Eric Roberson, Boys to Men, Brian McKnight. She listening to some stuff that to give her balance. I know she's gonna like her music. She's gonna like what they put out now. She's gonna like that stuff. But I want to give her balance. I want to give her the type of musical education that I want her to be well-rounded. She's already an instrumentalist in the band. She likes what she likes on the radio. Plus, she likes the music that I play for her.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
You when she starts playing Dwelle on the flute, bro, you gonna blow your top, bro.
Man, listen. Hey, you know what? I told my wife this a little while ago.
Before I go, pause that wide body.
What?
Blow your top.
Blow your top. I told my wife, I said, if she stays dedicated to playing the flute or whatever, I said she'll be a way better musician than I ever could be. Because she plays an instrument,
Yeah, but you sing, nigga. So that's an instrument.
Yeah, and so is my daughter. My daughter sings too.
Oh, it is.
Let me tell you.
Bigger duets.
Before I say it again, everybody can't sample. That's an art in itself.
That's true.
That because I play keys and I sample. It's totally different. The only overlap is being able to hear what some shit is out of key.
Right. People think that shit is easy. Like people think that you just get a record, you take that out, and you just as Kev Brown would say, people think you just get a sample, man, loop it up, and that's the sound of culture. And that's just one facet of the culture. Like looping is just one facet of it. Now I have some of my favorite songs are loops, but it's an art form. I was laughing at Dixie yesterday because he was like, man, I can't remember what he said verbatim. Shit, I'm trying to remember. He was like, hey man, it's two people when they sample. I don't never know what they're gonna do with their sample, and that's you and that's CX. And I started laughing because I'm like, because to me, a lot of don't too much thought go into it. But I guess on the outside looking in, it's like, for most people, it's kind of tricky when it comes to that. For me, it's not.
It's easy. I mean, it's hard for you to maybe see what I was saying because you're doing it, but uh, listening is like when I sample. Okay, I'm not saying my shit is cookie cutter, but there's a certain level of predictability that goes with that,
Because
and I'm
it's
okay
not
with
cookie cutter.
and I'm okay with that because that's what I like. But when I listen to you, it's like you like on your fourth chop. I would never saw that shit coming, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like it's dope as fuck. Like I would have never thought to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man,
I give you another year, and you'll change that tune. You'll be like, man, okay. I will be listening. We'll be listening to something off another project, and I'll be like, damn, I wouldn't have thought to do that.
Certain elements of it already now.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like
He don't see it though.
He don't see it, and he's
don't
like,
see it
I've been
though, man.
sampling for a year. I said, man, math ain't been sampling but what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been sampling for 4.
Well, yeah, 4 years.
I started sampling in 2016.
Well, you know what? Nah, it's been longer than 4 because I actually started sampling in 2011.
I thought she was gonna
So
say,
yeah,
man, I actually started doing it in '90s, '94. I was doing the pulse.
yeah, hell no, I will. That's why, ain't that Phantom? Ain't that a Roller?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably wind up asking you a couple of things because you said you figured out the sequencer, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I got the sequencer on the XP60 that I can't fucking figure out. So I'll probably ask you some shit
No doubt.
on there to
Yeah,
figure
I
out
was man, I was almost called Hurts, man, because every time what was happening was every time I to test it out, I would just play some shit, So I'll play like chords and shit on the first track. And
Right.
I go to the second track, whatever instrument I chose for that
Good night.
second track, it would change the first track to that.
Oh, okay.
So what I figured
That
out is I got to go.
what it is your sequence. You got instead of having your master on, you got your sequence on. So I guess when you go to another track, I think that's what it is.
What I figured out is you have to go to performance first and start with an initial performance, and that will clear everything out. That will clear out the mixer, and everything. Because I
Damn.
noticed at first when I was having a problem, I would go to the mixer. It already had shit loaded up in there. So I'm like, I ain't. So it was some shit that was already in the keyboard, right? So if you go to performance and go to initial, then it'll clear out the mixer, and then when you go to sequencer, you lay down track 1, you go to track 2, then it will accept what it is you're doing for track 2.
Oh, it's a menu diving in that bitch. I'm telling you, it's a menu
hell yeah,
diving.
it's a learning curve, but I'm interested in learning. This is what I needed.
And that's the same thing with that with the MV. MV the same. It's the exact same way, bro. It's a lot of menu diving, and if you ain't attentive enough to understand it, that's what happened to me with the first when I had the 8,000, and I was like, man, I knew how I did the first beat, but I can't even remember none of the little intricacies that I was doing. So that bitch is up for sale like the next week.
What I got to figure out now is how to load up the drum kits on the pads.
You can sample it. Never mind.
Yeah,
you can sample into it.
Right.
I never used it for that. When I got it, I just used it mainly for some of the sounds that was in it, and I just used it as a controller, pretty much a controller for some of the reason stuff I was doing back in 2010 and stuff like that.
Was you going MIDI because it wouldn't recognize?
Yeah, of course.
Because I tried to go USB first, and then I read on the forum from 2007 that model, that's the first model of the Phantoms, and that model does not It only uses USB to transfer data. So if you want to control stuff, you got to go MIDI.
Yeah, I was using it for MIDI. I would MIDI into one of the MPs.
I already ordered my MIDI cords and shit, so that'll be it.
Now you can get the MIDI cord that's USB. You can just
I ordered a MIDI to USB.
A couple of those.
It's a MIDI to USB.
If I wasn't using the one I had, I would have gave it to you.
Yeah, and it got a little interface on it too, so I'm glad about that too.
Yep. Yeah, I use it for my Excellent. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. All right, let's roll out. Do it like the thing, Mental to God, Mr. Wallace, Black Mav, Dap Dumback, Digger Hertz, Dixie Freely, RTO Beats, Mike No Step, Bless Girl, Davenport. Too many to name. Talk That Stuff 108 in the books. Please stay tuned for the Master Channel podcast. We got a couple of surprises in store. Please stay tuned. Like to say peace on the count of three. Peace on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Peanut butter and jelly. I can't do shit like cooking.
Peace.
Yeah, Hurts, that Psycho EP. I love that song.
Yeah, I know that.